It was an interesting week. We definitely played one of the best teams in the country, one of the most prolific scoring teams in the country in Texas. And I thought we played really well the first half. We really had some good opportunities, got some great shots on goal, some great looks. But that's what you're running into as two of the best players in the country, especially Missimo and Byers were just phenomenal. And Sunday was a little frustrating. I don't know if it was hangover from the Texas game, but I felt like we didn't put out there what we have been putting out there in every game, which is that fight and that effort and work rate that we've shown in every game, regardless of what the score outcome is. So we got some things to think about. Good thing that we have till TCU on Sunday, so we got some extra days to kind of put it together, and we'll get back where we were at before.
Now talk about how big that little rest break is truly for your team.
It's huge for us to look back and get some perspective on where we're at and what we've gone through. The schedule that we've played has been very daunting. Obviously, we've played a lot of, well, they're all Group of 5 or Power 5 schools, champions in their conference. Whether they're moving up to a new conference or not, they did win their championships, a lot of them last year, picked to win the championship this year. And for us, as we're moving forward, we got to look at when we were winning conference champions, that was in the Southland Conference. And no offense to the Southland Conference, but when we won the conference championship, it was the 31 RPI conference in the country. We moved into an RPI conference that was number 10 last year. And so for us, we need to see where we're at. We did compete very favorably in the WAC the first year, but we didn't really play the Utah Valley, Seattle, GCUs of the world. And when we did get that opportunity, we were behind. So now we're looking at, okay, so if we want to climb to that top of that mountain and we want to get there, what does that look like? And what we're discovering for ourselves is we are very competitive in a lot of these games. We're showing some real quality. We're just not consistent enough at this point in time. But it is showing us exactly what we need to work on, what we need to improve on, and who is rising to the occasion and who can play at this level. So this week gives us a chance to take a step back, take stock in all of that, and come up with a plan for training and identifying what exactly we need to work on going to this last game of non-conference with TCU. Because we open with Tarleton next Thursday, and it's a huge opportunity for us at home to set the tone because the season starts over because it's a new season once you go into conference.
Questions to the media and then the SFA reporters.
What would you like to? How would you like to see this team play coming up against TCU, as you mentioned, getting ready to go into conference? What is it that you really want to see for your players against the Horned Frogs?
The biggest thing I want to see is us take the field and compete the way we've been competing in all these games. If you go back and look at a lot of these teams and a lot of the games that we played, we either outshot our opponent or were right there with them. The scoreline doesn't reflect a lot of what really transpired on the field in terms of the quality of play. But I think we lost a little bit of that on Sunday in terms of the work rate and our willingness to really go at the other team and play through to the final whistle. So I need to see that on Sunday from the team. And then that will, I think, set the stage for us to be able to take that game against Tarleton and have a little more confidence going into it.
Coach, you talked about the difficulty of the schedule. Obviously, the results not what you guys want. You've got a very young team. How difficult is it for you to get them to focus more on process versus result sometimes?
Unfortunately, as a society, we're looking at we want results, and we want results right now. And nobody really tends to look at the length of time it takes to build something and to get to where you want to go. GCU is in GCU today. When Chris first took the team over, they had a losing record, and he had to build the program, and that was through process of training, recruiting, development, all of those types of things. It didn't happen overnight. And so what we need to stay focused on is what we're doing every day to get better. And if you take a step back, you need to take a step forward. So for us, I think the players themselves, everybody's look at the results and then what are people saying about the results. And the reality is we had an undertaking of playing some really tough competition, and we're at where we're at. So what do we want to do to move forward? Because you can either let it make you or it will break you. And so I think the majority of the team and where we're at is we're allowing it to make us, because you're starting to see some real emergence of some strong players and leadership. Gabby Gibson was huge on Sunday, and even against Texas, she was fantastic. And true freshman playing at center back, that's a lot of pressure, but she's really starting to turn into a player that I think we can count on, rely on. Ella Morgan's been phenomenal. Mariona Garcia has been amazing in every game. Against Texas, she was fantastic. So you're starting to see these emergences of these players stepping out out of their comfort zone and really realizing their potential. And that's what this schedule does, is it lets you know exactly where you're at and where you need to go if you want to be one of those teams or if you want to be one of those players. And you get a false sense of security when you play below your competitive level. So I think that's what we're keeping in mind as we continue to move forward, and that's the message we've had with the team from the very beginning. And at this point in time, conference is really what matters. And if everything that we learned we can apply towards conference, we'll be in a good position.
We speak about the young players we've talked about, Gabby. Another freshman that a lot of us have seen play really well is Ava Shannon in the midfield. Even though she may be the shortest player on the field at any given time, that girl is flying around, and she is about as physical as you can get. So just speak about what you see from her.
Ava has been phenomenal. She sees the field. She's able to attack on the dribble. She's very confident with the ball at her feet. And for somebody of her size to be able to win the ball from a out of possession standpoint, but also the transition of from when she wins it to what she's doing with it to go at the other team, there's no hesitation. She dribbles to find that space, and when she finds it, she's able to find the creative pass, the through ball in. Had some great looks against Texas to open some things up for us and give opportunities for us to score. So she's another one. You just look at the youth on the team of these players that are getting the minutes against this level of competition. And again, although you look at right now, it's frustrating and it's tough to have to go through. What is this doing, setting them up to be able to really be those types of players that you can count on at the top level 1 year from now, 2 years from now? But for me, getting the minutes that they've gotten, especially the gauntlet that we've gone through as far as teams go, it sets them up to be able to play in conference immediately and give us what we need when we do play Utah Valley or Grand Canyon. They've gone through this experience and kind of accelerated that development instead of a year or 2 years of seeing what it's going to look like. I think we'll see it in conference play, and I'm really excited about that.
Another one that saw a lot of minutes was Bradley Red, got in goal for us the past couple of days. Talk about what you see from her and just why you guys put her in.
Bradley brings a lot of energy to the game. She's real lively, very communicative. And at the end of the day, we had not seen anybody but Lydia in goal, and going into conference play, we didn't want to go through what if something did happen and then we had to test somebody for the first time against a team that we had no experience with her in goal before. So we needed to see how our team would react to that and what she could bring to the table. Just the energy that she brings is really lively, and it just kind of galvanizes the back line. Lydia's done fantastic, great shot stopper. But it also gave Lydia an opportunity to kind of take a step back and observe. When you're going through some of the goals that we've been giving up, it takes its toll. And there's a lot of pressure there, especially for a goalkeeper. And for her to alleviate some of that pressure, we felt, hey, take a step back, just process it, see the field from a different perspective. We could see what Bradley's going to do, and then we'll continue to move forward and see what's going to give us the best chance to win once conference comes around.
Coach, part of your journey here to SFA included some time in the Marine Corps and being a veteran. And today, the 22nd anniversary of the 9/11 attacks, I'm just curious about that day for you, what that day, how it kind of changed your outlook on things, and kind of the where were you kind of story from that day.
Absolutely. I was going to school at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas at the time. And I drove past McCarran International Airport on the way to class every day. And so that morning when I drove into class, like, all the planes were grounded. And so it was really surreal experience to see that, because in Las Vegas, you don't ever see planes not flying in and out. I mean, it's all times a day. And from being in the Marine Corps and serving, I've been 2 tours at sea, so 2 MUSOC Marine Expeditionary Unit, Special Operation Capable units. So I have a total of 13 months at sea. I've been to the Persian Gulf. I've been all over in those areas. And when I saw that happen, I was coming off the last year of my 8-year contract that I had, because you sign an 8-year contract, 4 years active, 4 years inactive. So I was on the last of that inactive time. And so I could have been recalled, actually, to go when they recalled everybody. And I 100%, being an infantry Marine and having spent time over there, I was suited for that opportunity, and I would have taken advantage full of it, because I absolutely love this country, and I gave my time and my life on the line for that 4 years, to ensure that everybody could have the freedoms that they live with today. And so this does have special meaning because I know a lot of friends and a lot of people that I served with were in when all that happened, and they did go overseas. And a lot of people that I do know joined to go and serve. So this day, everybody should take a step back and remember that, hey, nothing lasts forever, and you never know when something's going to happen. So let's all just be together and ensure that we're taking every day, living it to its fullest.
Inspiring words, Coach. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.